AJ Ryzik here, and today we are continuing our video series on Intro to Linux. And what we're going to do today? Today we are doing our how-to on panels. And okay, so what are the panels? The panels are, well, that's a panel right there. That bar that's running across the top, that's a panel. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at the different things that you can do with the panels, how to tweak them, move them around, set them up just the way that you want. So to make changes to the panel, there's basically two things you can do. You can right click and come down here where it says panel, go to panel preferences, and work from that way. That can also be accessed through the settings manager. You'll see right there where it says panel. Okay. So either way, it gets you to the same place. Let me make this a little bit bigger just so it's easier to see. Okay, so anyway, panel 0 is the default panel, the one that's running across the top right now. And so let's start by just doing a quick run through on this panel preferences here. Okay, the mode that we've got is horizontal. You have a choice between that, vertical, and desk bar. Output automatic. That's just what, if you have multiple monitors, you know, you can go and pick which monitor you want it to come out on. I always just leave it on automatic unless it ends up popping up on the one that I don't want it to pop up on. Or you can make it span monitors. If you got multiple monitors, you can click that and it'll cover, you know, the top or bottom, whichever you selected, of both monitors. Automatically show and hide the panel. That is a neat option. If you need a little more screen space, you can click that and see how it disappears. Now if you run your mouse up, it'll pop back up again. So you know, it's one of those personal preference things. Let's move on. Oh, and down here, measurements, row size and pixels, you can make it taller or shorter. It's probably about right for myself. I always leave the number of rows at 1, but you could do multiple rows on there if you like. Length, now it's set at 100% of the screen width right now, but you could go and bring it down, make it smaller, or you make it full size, whichever. Oh, and while I almost missed it, this lock panel, if you unlock the panel, you can now move it around. Move it wherever you want when it's unlocked. If you click lock, it can't be moved. Okay, so appearance. I typically use this setting where it says none use system style, but you can also have a system color or solid color or a background image. You can change the opacity, that sort of thing. Item, now this is obviously for our top panel right now. It tells you what items you currently have added to that particular taskbar. And you could remove and add different things to it. And probably easier, rather than changing that panel, we'll make another panel just so you can see how to add things to it. So why don't we go ahead and start that now. So right up here where it says panel, okay, obviously we're on panel 0 right now. If you click the plus, we will add a new panel, and there it is. I'm going to move it down here, and I'm going to make it a quick launcher. So let's go to where it says items plus. So we're going to add program launcher, add that. Now let's just since we got that on there, let's go and tweak that thing so that we can add whatever it is that we want to launch. Okay, so general. So we just clicked on that plus button. Now we can pick what application we want to add to there. And you can either scroll through the list, or you can type let's say now you could go and put LibreOffice in there, or you can pick one of the specific LibreOffice programs. Like let's say for example you only want to have a quick launcher for Writer because that's the one that you always use. Well, you could do that. I use them all sort of, so some more than others, but I'll have a quick launch for LibreOffice. So we just click add, and now you can see there's an icon for it down there. Now here's a cool thing. Okay, you can have on that one launcher, you can have multiple items to launch. Let me show you how to do that. So let's say, sometimes we want to open LibreOffice, but other times, and that'll open up LibreOffice at the start screen. But let's say other times we want to go directly to Base or the calculator or the writer. So why don't we add some of those? So let's add that one. And we'll add Base. We'll add Calc. We'll add Draw. We'll add Impress. And we'll add the writer. Okay, so let me pull it back up again. So this is everything that's on that launcher, okay? So if you just go and click on there, that will open up LibreOffice. But you see how it's got this little arrow at the side? If I click that, I can now go directly into LibreOffice Writer, or into Calc or Draw or any of those. Okay. So anyway, that's we've got our launcher on there. And every now and then it'll this will do that. You'll go to add something and it doesn't add. So what I usually do is just close that up and then reopen the panel preferences, and typically it's fine. Oh, there it is. It was hiding on me. Anyway, okay, so we got our launcher, and we can go and add another launcher, which is that right there. And what's the other thing that we'll use a lot? Oh, we'll probably use our internet browser a lot, right? Right. So let's let me close on that. Let's try this again. Okay. So what browsers we got? We've got Chrome, or Chromium, I'm sorry. We've also got Opera that we installed. And we've got Firefox. Okay, so now we got quick launchers for all those different browsers. And here's the thing, let's say, let me open that one back up. Okay, let's say that you want Firefox to be at the top of the list. I'll just use these up and down buttons, and now Opera's at the top. Or maybe you want to do Firefox and move that one up. You can go and move them around. Or let's say you're not going to use Firefox. You don't want it on the quick launch. Use the trash can. It'll remove Firefox. Boom. There you go. Okay, so, and we can go and add some more launchers if we wanted to, but I think you kind of get the gist of how the launchers work. Let me go and add some other stuff on here. So we got action buttons. Let's go and add that on there. Let's take a look at what that is. So that gives you a you can quickly go to your log out, shut down, suspend, lock screen, that kind of stuff. Now, that's probably not something that I'm going to use on there, so let's get rid of it. That's how you get rid of it. Just hit that button there, that minus button. Boom, it's gone. CPU graph, that'll show you how much load is on your CPU. Some indicators, mail watcher, network traffic, quick launch for the notes. As you can see, scrolling through the list, there's all kinds of stuff that you can add through through this. Window switcher, so you can switch between open windows. Workspace and switcher. Not really going to dwell on that right now, because workspace, for those of you that are new to Linux and have always been on a Windows system, workspaces is probably like a foreign concept to you. Rather than spend any time on that now, I'm going to dedicate an entire video to workspaces. So just kind of ignore that one for now. But you know, like weather updater, you could add that to, and of course I haven't gone through the settings yet. It'll take it a minute to come up with the settings and be able to work, but you get the gist of it. There we go. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, like I said, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can add to these task panels. Check your mailbox, keyboard layout, indicate different kinds of indicators, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let me get rid of that because it's not something that I'm really going to use. Now, like I said, you can move the panels around. Let's see, are we unlocked? Yes, we are unlocked. Let's say that you want something, you want it vertical, and so we're going to, oh, I accidentally hit the Opera button. Let me close that out. We can move it over here and have a quick launch along the side, or do the same thing on the other side. Lock the panel down, close that up, boom. Now, obviously, we've only got a couple things on there right now, but I think you get the gist of how that works. And same thing up here. Now, if we wanted to add some more indicators to this panel, you just go into panel preferences, and you know, it's just the same thing as we were looking at before. There's the actual what we actually have on here right now. You could go and move stuff around like we were moving stuff around before. Maybe you'd rather have your menu over on the right hand side instead of the left, or maybe you'd rather have the date in the center, all that kind of stuff. But I think, you know, working with these panels, it's fairly easy to do. So you know, I really don't think we need to go any more detail than that. So let me close that up. And you know, I think that's about it for this video. Comments, questions, all that kind of stuff, be sure to leave it down below as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give it a big old thumbs up. On the next video, we're going to take a look at some different things to spice up the looks of our desktop. I'm going to spend a little more time on that quick launch panel, so you can see kind of how I like to set things up, and we'll go from there. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.